Hello and welcome to Let Me Be Your Game Guide, a podcast that spends each episode delving into a mystical new video game, exploring its charms and challenges, and helping you decide if it should be next on your list. I'm your host, Emma.
This is Rylan.
This is Shawn.
Join us for this week's discussion episode as we escape reality and enter the metaphysical. For the remainder of this episode, let me be your game guide.
That was so weird.
Maybe I'll just do another one at the end so you have a nice one. But
No, I think it's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I like how I mix it up every time.
Yeah, it'll be like a fun little thing you do.
Wild
Maybe I
card.
shouldn't. Maybe
No,
I shouldn't
no,
do
I
that.
don't care. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's
Should
fun.
we be more professional though? We got viewers now. Like
I don't
legit.
think-
No, that's why we
viewers-
don't have to be
I
professional.
don't think viewers want professionalism.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm here to spice things up. You know?
Or maybe you do. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out with
Yeah,
the
if this falls
viewership
super
of-
flat, then we know, like, oh, Shawn, don't do that.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, just say it's Shawn. Like, come on.
Well, welcome back to the
Hello.
episode.
Hi.
This is a part 2 episode of Children of Morta.
Mm-hmm.
Those little kids.
Those little chillins,
Yeah.
little chickadees.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the little tykes.
Yeah.
Our last episode that aired last week was mostly just a general rating episode. We're a little bit more critical. We give a spoilerish free rating.
Yep.
Rate various aspects of the game and then give a final rating. But it was a good time. I mean, we still talk about a lot of stuff, even though we don't spoil any of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this episode is really just reserved for getting into it, spoiling it.
Yeah,
We're going to spoil it.
We're
Yeah.
going to talk about strategies. We're going to talk about our characters that we played, story. It's going to be good.
Yeah. But real quick, before we begin the episode, don't forget to give the podcast a follow, rate it, review it, however you want to show us love. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/letmebeyourgg, where you can view episodes early as they post sometime on Sunday, which is a couple days before the episode posts everywhere else. You can find us on most socials as Let Me Be Your GG. That's LetMeBeyourGG with no spaces. And we're on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can also find us on TikTok as Let Me Be Your Game Guide with no spaces. And you can email us at letmebeyourgg@gmail.com. This is the best way to send in game requests. Just make sure to include game request in the subject line so it's easy for us to find. Whew.
Yeah, and like we said last week, you should probably submit them now because we got a backlog. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
it's going to take a while. So if you really want us to play a game, you should email us sooner rather than later.
Yeah, in fact, my partner was saying like, oh, like this would be a good one for you guys to play around Halloween time. And I was like, you got to tell us like ASAP.
Like now.
Yeah.
Halloween is like almost reserved already. So
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh,
by the time this
man.
releases, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We'll be right around the corner.
But yeah, maybe if we can get enough people to join our Patreon, there is a $1 tier for our Patreon. You don't have to join the paid Patreon to get the early episodes. That $1 tier right now is just kind of as a, if you want to show us some support, pay for the Taco Bell that I'm about to go get after this episode is recorded.
Noise.
No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Well, I mean, I'm getting Taco Bell, but
Okay.
that's not
Yeah.
where the money's going.
Oh, okay. that explains it.
Yeah.
Also, thank you for those of you guys who do already subscribe
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
$1 tier.
Oh my gosh, and you know what I forgot to do? We've already I should have mentioned this when we recorded the bonus episode for Balatro like a million years ago. With Rylan.
Oh, I was there. Yeah, I remember that.
yeah, you were there.
That
Yeah.
was a while
The
ago.
bonus one.
Yeah.
But we had some really sweet comments on the discussion episode for Balatro on YouTube. And I wish that I would have gotten your guys' names. But whoever commented on that video just like really made my day. It made all of our days, I think.
Yeah,
Just-
Emma like raced up the ramp at our work and was like telling us about it, and I saw the comments, and it was just so sweet to see people who are like, "Oh, this is awesome! I love what you're doing. Like, we should have more podcasts like this." Like, oh, it just felt so good.
Yeah.
So
I freaked out for a second because I was telling you guys I don't like to be perceived. And so I was like, I'll start a podcast. No one can see me there. But then
I
someone
don't know, that's
comments.
a bad move.
Someone comments on our video and it's like something I'm doing that I really enjoy. They're like, I like this too. And I'm like, oh no.
yeah,
But really it is just we're doing this for fun, but to have other people that enjoy it that are also having fun listening to it is just so heartwarming. So thank you for your comments and and the engagement we get with people sending in game requests. It's super fun. It just adds to the excitement and the joy that we get from just playing these games and talking about them. So
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank
it's
you.
fun.
Yeah. Well, anyways, let's talk about Children of Morta. And if you didn't listen to last episode, yes, Rylan,
No, go ahead.
who is raising his hand.
After you're done with what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No worries. If you didn't listen to last episode, I was the only one that completed the story of the game. And so I was thinking at the beginning here, I would just run us through the entire storyline.
I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, and I did have complaints. So you guys are going to hear why. I'm just curious if you guys have the same reaction as I did.
Okay.
Okay, but before we get into that, maybe this is going to be answered in the plot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know what is a Morta? Children of Morta.
I think it's the place.
Morta?
Isn't Morta the world?
Oh, okay.
Well, wasn't Morva the money that you got?
I think it's just Morv.
Oh, Morv. Okay.
Okay.
So
How
maybe it's the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. I don't know if you're texting somebody or Googling this.
I'm Googling.
Okay.
I would never text
Yeah, me
someone.
neither.
Never happened. Worth a goog, though. Let's take a look.
Morta.
Maybe this isn't exciting. Maybe it is the world. I didn't even think about that. I was just like, what the heck's Morta? Who's Morta?
Yeah, no, that's a good question, though. Yeah. I didn't really think about it.
Is Grandpa Adam nicknamed Morta? How come everybody's name is Joey and Kevin, but there's a Morta?
Morta can refer to a few things: a goddess of death in Roman mythology, a semi-fossilized wood, or a cloud-based information management platform.
That's probably what it is.
Ah, of course.
I was under the impression that Morta was the
World?
but maybe it's
That could be-
the god.
Yeah, maybe it's a reference to the Roman god of death and stuff. Kind of makes sense too, because you die a lot in this game.
Yeah.
You do.
Definitely not cloud-based web services, that's for sure.
It's probably that.
Yeah. Oh, never know.
The third area gets a little sci-fi.
It does. It's
Yeah.
techie.
A little matrixy.
Well, yeah.
There's like robots.
We'll
and
get there.
Yeah, I don't know.
rockets
I'm
and
not-
shit.
Oh, dang, dude.
Yeah. So let's just get into the story real quick. Let me just tell you guys what happened. And then we'll just get deep into the characters we liked playing, our strategies, and our favorite areas, that stuff. So the story begins. We are following Grandma Margaret, and she has noticed that this corruption has been taking over the world around her, and she needs to go out. She's been very much into this, like, knowing about the world and this sort of stuff. This is like her forte. So she needs to figure out what the hell is going on, and her family is going to help her. And you start out being able to play as her son, John, and her granddaughter, Linda, right?
I think like in the intro you play as John, but then you unlock Linda like
Oh, yes.
immediately.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. No, you're good.
But Linda is his daughter.
Yeah.
One of
So
his
Margaret's
daughters.
granddaughter.
Yes. And then as you keep playing, other family members step in, the younger ones starting to train and slowly becoming more helpful and eventually becoming characters you can play as. And then they begin releasing these 3 trapped spirits. They find that these 3 spirits that have been trapped by the corruption have the solution. They have, if they can, like, get these spirits back to normal, they can help uncover the mystery of what's going on and maybe the solution. Throughout your exploration as well, you'll randomly stumble upon Grandma Margaret, like in like a area of the cave, and she's like looking at the wall and kind of. You'll get a very cryptic like
all right, Grandma, let's get you home. There's monsters here.
But that's about all the story you get in the Caldipo caves. And then once you defeat the Barra Hut, this is the second area once you get all the way through all of those bosses. And there's kind of stuff that happens in the middle, but basically, about halfway through that area, the corruption captures Mary, who's pregnant. This is John's wife.
Yeah.
She gets taken captive, and you have to go save her. Whatever character you're playing as eventually goes and almost beats the corruption, but then Grandma Margaret has to like sacrifice herself. Yeah. She has to sacrifice herself to save Mary. And then they bring Mary back. But she's still like not good. She's sick. Like the corruption has made her really sick.
This is like really impactful. Like the whole family's like, what the hell? Like Margaret's dead? Like how could this happen?
Like that was
pretty
like
sad actually.
Yeah, it was like the heart. And I was playing as Lucy when this happened, and I felt like it just worked really well because the grandma and Lucy
like mentored Lucy.
Yeah. And so watching her grandma die felt like really intense, and I was like, oh my gosh. And to this point, I'm like, this is a great story. I love this story. So, you have to go out one of these kind of side quests, or I guess not a side quest, but the last area of Barra Hut. You have to find medicine so Mark can heal his mom. And so you get the medicine. Mary starts feeling better, but before she feels completely better, John and Uncle Ben, so John and his brother Ben, they find this like hidden, or not even hidden, it's like a book that Grandma Margaret left behind that has the solution of like how they can beat the corruption. And what they have to do is they have to sacrifice Mary's baby.
What?
And it says that like that's not even going to make it go away. It'll just kind of like
postpone it for like a few more centuries or some crap.
Oh man.
And so they're like freaking out. They're like, there has to be another way. And so they're like, okay, we need to go release like the third spirit to get more answers. Or maybe it's the second spirit. I can't remember.
I think it's the second spirit.
So they want more answers.
Sure.
So Mary's cured. The baby is born. They name it Hope. And John actually attempts to follow Grandma Margaret's instructions. So like the corruption takes over the house and brings this like corruption crib to the doorway.
Yeah.
And so John is like very slowly and dramatically like walking the baby.
It's like this, the corruption's like at the doorstep, and then meanwhile like Mary's like having birth upstairs.
Yeah.
And then it like cuts back to like the corruption like coming inside with the crib, then it cuts back and like, oh, the baby's born now.
Yeah.
Which I thought was great because I didn't want to see the baby getting born.
No.
But
sure. Yeah.
it was well done in that way though, because it was very dramatic. It was cool.
Yeah. And so like just before John is about to place the baby into the he's like, no, and he slashes it. And the corruption kind of like doesn't completely retreat, but it mostly goes away. And they're like, we're going to find another way. And then this is when they're like,
it's fine.
And this is when they're like, we have to go to the third spirit. We need more information. We have to know there has to be another way.
Yeah.
And then you learn that this is the dark mountain
god or something.
Yeah, he's been causing all this corruption. The reason being because he used to be in love with this goddess.
What?
Rheadana. Did you not? Oh, you didn't get this far.
I didn't get this far.
Okay, so
dang.
You find out. Before the corruption, he was in love with Rheadana, this goddess, and they lived in harmony. They loved each other so much that it was just like, yes.
Rheadana is like that. She's like the goddess that all the Bergsons like are following, right? Like they like pray to her or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. So they're like living their best life, and then Rheadana becomes pregnant with their child, and she has their child, and then gets jealous of the attention that Rheadana is giving to their child. And that causes Rheadana to take their child and leave. Like, peace out. Like no one knows where she is.
Okay, so wait. Mom is jealous that
Dad.
Dad's jealous of mom because mom's spending so much time with the baby. And
He's jealous of the baby. He's jealous of all the attention the baby is getting
Oh.
from his wife.
Bit of a narcissist, but
So
whatever.
she leaves.
Fellas, don't be a narcissist.
And she's like, fuck this, I'm out. And
yeah.
leaves.
Don't
But
blame her.
this, in her absence, causes him to create all this corruption and like basically be evil.
To try to keep her like with him, or
Well, he
like,
just I don't.
or he's just out of anger. He's
Just anger and
releasing-
jealousy and rage. Like this
Yeah.
is what he's become.
Jeez,
yeah,
bro.
you think you know somebody.
Yeah, dude. We gotta
So-
get together. Jeez.
Yeah, the family is determined to defeat Ooh. They're like, the only way that we can break the cycle is to actually like take Ooh down, like kill him or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's the final boss. But to me, I was like, duh. Like, I don't think we needed to figure all this story out to be like, the solution is to kill the one that's causing the
this,
corruption.
Yeah.
Whatever. But again, and I was just like, ugh, weak. Like, that's... Anyways. And then you defeat Ooh. That's the
nice.
final boss.
Sure. Okay.
Actually a very cool boss. It was multi-layered. I really liked it. We'll talk about it later when we're kind of talking about bosses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you defeat him and then all of this corruption melts away. And it's like all of the bad stuff is like flowing away. And then Rayadana comes back. And she's like, now that you're better, like we can be together.
Wow.
And then they decide to be together and the world is cleansed.
Bad ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cliche. Very
Well, and I was
cliche
like, why
ending.
would she come back? He's an asshole.
Yeah.
You killed so many people, but you know what? You said sorry.
Yeah. You were jealous of the attention that your own child was getting as an infant from your wife. Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's
That's
the story.
That's like the ending to Two Falls.
A
man.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
it's just,
so
it's
good.
good. And then it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that whole, I don't know, the origin story of the bad guy is a little weird and weak too, but
Yeah.
it's fine, I
Mhm.
guess. You ultimately, like, we got to take this guy out, but
Yeah. But the fact that she came back in the end, I was like, no. Ugh.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
at least have him be gone.
Mhm.
Like,
Totally.
she's gonna come back, but no, they like got back together.
What?
And their energies were like spinning
Gross.
around and yeah.
Don't talk about energies like that.
Yeah, their energy should not be mingling right now.
Yeah. So that was the ending. That's why I gave the plot a 2.
That's fair.
That makes a lot more sense now.
But other than that, I really enjoyed this game. So I kind of wanted to get that out of the way.
Yeah,
So
Sure.
Cleanse
that's
that.
the plot. Whatever. We're gonna cleanse the corruption of that plot.
Let's
out of
unmingle that
here.
energy a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
But yeah, let's forget about that. But we can talk about all of the characters we liked playing as and kind of our favorite areas. I also kind of want to go through all the bosses.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember who you beat all the bosses with.
I've
But-
only beaten 2 bosses. So
I might be
mean-
able to remember. Well, a lot of them might beat multiple times, you know, maybe.
Yeah, but we can just talk about them. But
Sure.
let's start out with characters.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious who I played as.
Yeah.
I started playing as Linda. So I tried John once and I was just like, this isn't for me. I need to go ranged. And then I switched to Linda. I leveled her up quite a bit. I really liked that you could do like the arrow strike
above.
from above.
Yeah.
That was nice because when I was like backpedaling, you could also move and shoot your arrows at the same time with her, which was nice, which changes when you get to the other ranged character. You can't move and fire
shoot
at the same time.
Yeah.
But so I really enjoyed playing as Linda. But the second Lucy came into play,
It's over.
oh my god.
Yeah, Lucy's pretty sweet.
And she is, at this point, all of the stuff that she can do. It took me a while to get used to some of her special like features because her like extra attack isn't at initially as useful as like the aerial attack that you get from
What
Linda.
is it, like the cyclone?
The
Yeah.
cyclone, where you pull all the enemies together.
Yeah, but once you unlock her third like thing that she can do, which is creating a decoy.
The decoy.
Mhm.
What I would do is I would create a decoy and put a cyclone on top of the decoy. So all of the enemies were swarming the decoy, and then they would get stuck in the cyclone.
And getting damaged.
And then you just hit
Yeah,
them.
and then I could just fire from far away.
Smart.
And it was like
Yeah.
a lot. Once you leveled up the decoy enough where it actually had like a good amount of health, it could sit there as long as you didn't have that stupid little wizard thing that was summoning the little like hex below you.
Oh,
yeah.
But yeah, so that was basically, and Mark the
The
I
ninja.
actually have their names. So it's John the Warrior, Linda the Archer, Kevin the Assassin, Mark the Monk, Lucy the Pyromancer, Joey the Brawler, and Apon the Healer. Also, fuck Apon. I don't know why she's here.
A healer? I mean, I guess if you're playing multiplayer, that makes
I
sense.
didn't
But
play with her enough to know if she heals or not.
So-
but
Yeah.
I don't like that she was added into the game. She's not related to the family at all. She just shows up.
She wants to help the cause.
I
She's from the north.
hate it.
Oh, I thought she was fine.
I don't know.
There's
It's a
some
family
variety.
thing. Like, it's a family thing, and she's just like, "Hi, I'm a random person."
I like that
Yeah.
she's like the only like mid-range character
Oh.
because she wanted people to be not touching her, but not too far away either. She wanted people like in that sweet spot in the middle because her weapon like had like a limited range to it.
What is it?
It's like a
She has
staff.
a staff that she like swings and it like has some energy come out of it in like a wave.
Oh, okay.
It's like kind of like a cone in front of you when she's swinging it.
Mhm.
But it doesn't go that far away, but it also kind of pushes them back a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can kind of like keep them somewhat range, but she also has, so she's like not getting touched as much, but she also has the limitation of like the melee characters where like people that are running away from you to like range stuff or like just aren't actively coming at you. She kind of has to chase them down.
Yeah.
But I thought she was fine.
I mean, I will say I only played her a couple of times. I just really didn't like any sort of melee that wasn't quick.
That's fair.
She was very slow. Who was the brawler? Joey was really slow.
I remember at work, you said I unlocked the character. He's got a big hammer. And I was like, that sounds cool. And you're like, he's a buffoon. And so every time I played Joey is like, I'm the buffoon. Here I go.
He's just so slow. Like you swing once and then it's just like, oh my
You really have to
God.
swing before before you need to with
Ugh,
him.
it's
Like,
terrible.
Like time your swing to hit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what's really cool about Joey, okay, so like my favorite character was John for sure, but I enjoyed all the characters. I didn't play Lucy very much this time, but she was my favorite character from last time. So I was like, I know I've played a lot of her. Let's try it out, different things. But Joey was cool because he had such a like, he could almost hit in a 360, just about. So that was handy. I mean, I guess you can upgrade to him. I didn't get that ability, but
You can also charge through people with him.
which was cool.
Yeah. Did you favor any other characters other than John this round?
I think Linda was my second highest because it's nice, like a ranged character was just easy to level up, I felt like, because you could run away a lot and just keep shooting. She was a little bit more fragile. I really, really like John though, because the element of like using the shield I thought was really fun because he was the only character that you don't have to run away necessarily. You can, if you're timing your shield properly, like he could wreck some of the bosses so fast because he doesn't have to avoid their stuff. Just swing, 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 swing,
Well,
shield,
you can
swing, swing,
yeah,
swing,
you can
swing.
also shield bash.
You can
with
shield
it.
bash,
yeah,
too.
so it's that stuns him for a second, then you can just keep hitting.
Yeah,
so.
I thought he was really fun, and he does have like the like swords that come down from the sky to like hit other people. So if you've got like some beehole like shooting you from far away while you're swinging at everybody else, you just kill him really fast.
Yeah.
John
was also one of my favorite characters, but I also like the monk guy, Kevin.
Mark.
Yeah, Mark is sweet. He immediately from like level 0, I was like, oh, I can like kill some shit with this monk guy. So
He's fast.
Yeah, he's really quick. Yeah, and so his was really good too. I appreciated how quick he was in the targeting, because he had a targeting system with it. So you can kind of figure out like, oh, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm hitting. And it was really like chaining your attacks on people was his big thing. So
Yeah.
that
He
was
was
really
fun to
cool.
play.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
I also
So-
liked because when you're in the cave and I couldn't see anything, I could see his indicator of where he was going to
Yeah.
attack. Because I'm like, oh, there is an enemy there.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a spider there. Yeah.
For sure. And he was also quick enough too, especially in the early levels, that you could get out of stuff if you needed
Yeah,
to
he had
real
like
quick.
3 evades or some shit.
Yeah, it was awesome. So yeah.
If I was playing melee, I was playing with Mark. And there was actually a boss that I felt like you had to play as Mark, but maybe I was just misunderstanding.
I don't think so.
so.
I think Mark lagged behind all of my other characters, or a lot of my other characters.
I
level.
used him to get the stone golem, which was the boss of Anai Diaz's domain, the first spirit.
Oh.
Because the golem would smash down on the ground and send out this like shock wave that if you got hit by it, you'd freeze.
Oh.
And he was the only character that would like jump, or like his evade would jump. But I guess I never tried at like actually evading a character through it. I just felt like every time I was playing with other characters, they'd get frozen and then like immediately get just bashed.
I feel like I would just stand in front of that guy, and when he did that, just jump through him to the other side, because it went like in a really big cone in front of him, but not like behind him. So I just go back and forth on him. But I think I used John for him. I beat that one with a couple characters, I think, but
Yeah.
the shield is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never got into the shield business, but for some reason it was just too hard for me to. It was too much.
Yeah.
I needed to be further away from the enemies. That's just I think in every single game we've played, if there's ranged attacks, that's what I'm usually doing.
Yeah, I like John too because of his long sword. Like the swipe that it had was, at least a 180-degree fan in front of you almost.
Felt like it,
Yeah,
yeah.
like you almost hit everything in front of you. So, really handy. But yeah, I did play a lot of the other characters too, just to get a feel for them. And Lucy's awesome. But I also did it because they all have passive skills.
Yes.
So as you level them up, and that also pertains to the whole family. So if that person gets one of those passive skills, it goes to everybody in the family.
Yeah.
So if you have a couple of them that you're like leveling up and then you get a new person, it's not so much of a struggle to get them leveled up because they do have some passive things.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a really smart system to like encourage you to play more characters.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Well,
Yeah.
I did get stuck with the corruption. Like, if you would play with one character too much, you would get that corruption added to your health bar, so you couldn't fully heal.
Yeah, that happened to me a few times too.
And that's when I would jump between Linda and Lucy. But for a second, I only had Linda. This was before I had Lucy. And I think I jumped to Mark. I think I tried playing as John again, and I was just like, I can't do this. I hated Kevin.
Oh,
really?
really?
I could not figure Kevin out. I really
Oh,
couldn't. I
man.
did beat one boss with him. The very first one, the spider.
Yeah.
That was because of how quick he
Oh,
moved.
interesting.
I played with John, Linda multiple times trying to kill the spider boss, the Spider King.
I thought Linda would have been the easy one.
I couldn't do it with Linda. But again, I think this was early game, so I was still trying to kind of figure out. I also will say the reason that I tore through the first area was because I kept getting the Ring of Vitality.
What is that?
The Ring of Vitality was a charm that you could use, but it lasted forever. So once you like activated that charm, it wasn't like a timed one. It never went away, and it just made it so your health was you would slowly heal yourself.
Oh man!
But
yeah.
the little like potions that you would pick up healed you less.
Oh, I did grab that once, and that was helpful. Yeah.
But yeah, I would just, if I got like into a real dire situation, I would just like run away to a spot where I could hide and heal up. But it really helped with the bosses
Yeah.
for having that. So I think I had for every boss that I beat, it was because I had the Ring of Vitality, but then that got me through the first area way quicker than I was supposed to.
Sure.
Because I got wrecked in the second area for a while.
I found that in this game, like, I would never have very much health. Because if I had health, then I was being too cocky, and then I would get close to dying.
100%. That was me too.
It was
Yeah.
always like in the red, and then I'm be like, somehow I'm in the red, I'm a master. But like, give me like in the yellow, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting hit so much.
Yeah, for
wow.
sure.
I was almost always in the green.
Oh.
Like I
Oh,
again, I was doing
man.
ranged.
You haven't
so I
lived,
was-
Emma.
Yeah.
Well, and then there was also that side quest that I know we all did, which was Riker, the puppy.
Oh, the wolf pup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you built his little house,
Mhm.
then he starts meeting you at the beginning of each boss and giving you potions.
Nice kid.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Child of Morta.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Riker.
sure.
So cute. But there were a few side quests that I think we all did from like the short conversations we've had. Do you guys want to talk about the side quests?
I liked some of them. Like you meet different characters that give you little bonuses. Like you get the there's a quest line in the second area for he's like, what is he, an astrologer?
Oh yeah.
Not astronomer, not astrologer.
Because you have
These are
to like
distinct.
clear out the observatory.
Yeah, he's got like a son or something that
Yeah.
he's with, and you help them out, you kill the monsters, and then you see them later, and well, the kid just died.
Yeah.
But
But you help the kid like collect all the little pieces too.
Yeah,
You
he
have
like
to,
goes mining or something.
Yeah, you have to like fight off hordes of enemies, and he has a health bar, so you have to make sure that they don't kill him.
Yeah.
But then later you find their thing, and he's died.
Oh,
But
that's
then
sad.
the astronomer, he's like in the shops that are at some point in the
Oh,
level,
mhm.
and he will always give you a gem if
That's
he's there.
cool.
So it was nice.
Yeah.
Free money.
Oh man. Yeah, it was very interesting because it's not like, in some of these dungeon crawly games or something, it's like, oh, you go to this spot and you talk to this person, then you get that quest and da-da-da. It's like, you're just like walking through the cave and then all of a sudden you go through an entrance and you're like, oh, hey, grandma's here. Let's talk to her for a minute. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I ran into this wolf pup. Like, that's interesting. So, very random how it showed up, but it was a lot of fun that way. So
Yeah, I almost wish there was more stuff like that. Like there was
I do too.
only a hand, like I don't know, probably like 5 or less things I feel like that like meaningfully added to what you could do. I mean, I guess you unlock the like what grandma's looking at, so you can do like the Book of Rhea or whatever.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Some more bonuses, but
Mhm.
not very many of those I cared about. I was like, give me the one with experience, give me the one with money.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I leveled up my speed real quick and found that was one of the most important like little things.
The movement speed.
Yeah.
Oh, I did that at the beginning, but then I stopped.
Well, because it was really expensive.
It was really
Yeah.
expensive.
So in my head, I was like, oh, it's expensive. This must be helpful.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
So I maxed it out. It
Holy cow.
only goes up to 5.
Okay.
But I think I was maxing up I was leveling up my armor, my health, and my speed, but I was really trying to get speed in it because I was being a ranged character. It made it so much easier to evade enemies,
Sure.
especially when I was playing it as Lucy and you couldn't move and
Yeah.
attack.
You need to get away fast.
Yeah.
But another cool thing about Lucy, now that I'm like playing as a level 25, when she fires her little like fireballs, if you hold it and just like fireball after fireball, it starts creating little like side fireballs that fire off.
Oh.
And that is so leveled up now that enemies will explode
Oh, hell
randomly. So you can like really like hammer at one group of enemies, and if one of them dies, there's a chance that they'll explode.
Yes.
And then you'll kill a bunch of enemies around. Oh,
yeah. That's fun.
That's
yeah,
cool.
It's a good time. And then she's going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the one thing, because like when you get a character to level 20, you're obviously like, you get their final passive, which is really strong. But then they have like one ability that like costs 3 points, I think. I think they all have one of those after level 20.
yeah.
Both the characters that I got to level 20 did anyways. But I only got John to level 22, so I haven't gotten to unlock that yet. I need one more skill point.
Dang.
Yeah. I don't think I actually used my skill points to get that highest one. I think I looked at it and it was just something that wasn't going to help me for what I was doing.
Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
I was trying to level up stuff like my my decoy. And then
Yeah.
the best was when I was playing as Lucy and I can't remember if it was a charm or oh no, it was a rune that would make it so when I did a cyclone, like 5 or 6 little cyclones also
fun.
came out from up, and it would just wreck enemies.
Would that pull the, like, if they got sucked in that little one, would then it pull them into the big one? Oh,
yeah,
so you just had more
they
radius
really
of
get
it.
stuck in all of it. Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
sweet.
was-
very
and
cool.
You could level it up so they took more damage when they were in there and all sorts.
Yeah,
of
the
stuff.
runes were really fun that like modified your abilities. I wish that they weren't so temporary.
Yeah,
That's my thing too. Yeah, it's like, oh, you only got this for a few minutes, but man, those few minutes you're kicking so
Yeah.
much ass.
well, I would also get like a really good rune right before, like, not close enough to a boss.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh my god, I still have so much of this cave to explore, but I want to
Yeah.
save this rune, but I don't have anything to like swap it out for, and I've already picked it up. I'm like, dang it, I'm just gonna lose it now.
I mean, you do
Yeah.
unlock another guy at the shop that can like replenish your rune if you still have it, but it just seems like not a good deal.
Which one is
Yeah.
that?
You might unlock him in the third area.
I
I'm
don't
not sure.
think. I think he was one of the side quests that I didn't do. I read about
Okay.
him, but I did get the dark or the black market, the black marketer.
That guy's a loser.
Mhm.
He's never given me anything.
Well, you have to gamble.
Yeah, he didn't give me anything.
Yeah, I lost my.
I gambled. You give him a gem, and then he may or may not give you something.
Yeah.
I did it twice. I didn't get anything, so I never did it again. I was like, screw that guy, dude.
Yeah, what a ripoff.
Because like I don't know, those gems are really hard to come by. Sometimes you like scrape by and you're like, I got 3, thank goodness.
uh-huh.
Other times you got like 8.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
There were different charms you could get that would increase your
Mhm.
likelihood of getting those, which was nice.
Yeah. I felt like in a run it was very, very dependent on how lucky you were with like the items and the divine graces and runes and stuff.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Like, you could definitely have some runs that early on you're like, oh, yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm all right. But if you don't get the right things or whatever fits for your build, like, it doesn't end
It
well.
just falls apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time I had like 3 of those like robots that follow you.
Oh,
I had
those
2
were
at one time. That was
So
amazing.
sweet.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blade Slinger, just killing everybody, man. It was awesome.
How did you guys feel about the little? There were 3 different types of like, they were like the golden rooms where you would go and
Oh.
you either had one of them. There were 3 platforms and you just had to get lucky and click the right platform.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But you only had one chance with that one. If you lost, then
That was it.
that was it. The other one it was like a memory game. There were 4 platforms that you had to step on in the right order.
Mm-hmm.
And if you stepped on it in the wrong order, this is where I was like, this is stupid, because I could just like step outside of the force field
Oh.
and then just shoot all of them
I didn't
while
even
I was
think about that. I'm just like fighting them all. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah,
oh.
if I got it wrong, I would just step outside of the force field and shoot them from outside so they couldn't get to me. Just making sure that I had cleared the enemies outside of the room. And then I would go back in and try again. So it wasn't very high stakes for me when I was doing those. And then the last one was Pong.
Pong of the Gods, which I lost one time during lunch today, and it drove me
It
nuts.
was embarrassing. He was playing at his desk and I was near him and
Oh.
Yeah.
he said, Pong of the Gods. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know what you're doing. And he's like, I lost.
I can't believe I lost. That's like the easiest game of all time, and I lost it. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
It's just so silly too.
Yeah.
yeah,
It doesn't
so
feel like it belongs.
random.
Yeah.
No, it's just some random thing they threw in. Like, maybe they love Pong.
Maybe.
You know what? Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta appreciate that. But yeah, I was really fired up that I lost. Like,
Yeah.
it's the easiest game to win, and I lost it. So that was frustrating. But I redeemed myself. The next one won. So
Yeah.
that was good. But
Man, I feel like I didn't get Pong of the Gods nearly as much as the other 2, which is a bummer.
Oh, I got Pong
Oh.
probably 5 or 6 times, which I guess feels less than the other ones, but it might also be because I enjoyed it the most.
Yeah, I feel like I got the freaking memory one all the time. And I never was good at getting it right. Like, you know, I obviously could remember which ones were the order when I got it, but I'd always guess wrong.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'd have to fight like 8 waves of enemies to get one item. But
Yeah.
I know there's an item at the end. So of
Yeah.
course I'm going to do it all.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was in the same boat. Definitely happened a number of times where I'm like, wrong, dang it. Okay, got that one right, wrong. I go left to right, and I got all of them wrong until I got to the first one, and then I had to go through all of them again.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
oh man,
Damn it.
the worst.
There would be times too where I would get it wrong and then I would kill all the enemies and then I would run in and step on the same block.
Oh,
and I was
yeah, on
like,
accident.
what's wrong with me?
yeah,
I just did this. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this game.
This was a fun one.
Yeah, it was a fun one.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember. Oh, and I didn't talk about my favorite little side quest that I did in Terra Lava, which is the last area. So it's a bunch of like robots. You kind of have like machinery also attacking you at the same time.
Interesting.
Like I don't know, rockets get shot into the air and like heat-seeking missiles.
Yeah, they
or
like
something
target
like that.
you on the ground, and then you have to dodge them.
And there's no way
Dang.
to defeat that thing. It's just there.
It's like a
Constant.
trap, but it will
Yeah.
get you from
Yeah.
far away. You can also use it to blast the bad guys if they stand there.
That's true.
Oh, nice.
But there was a tiny automaton. Did you find the little automaton
I
child?
don't think so.
You save them. They're like trying to do something, but they get attacked, and so you kill all the enemies around them, and then they kind of trust you, but they run away. And then you go in and you find that there's like this, it looks like a dead man that maybe was their creator or something, and it's like really sad that it was like trying to bring water and like
Aww.
save it, but then but you save the little automaton after that. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
He comes back to the house and just hangs out.
I don't remember. This was like one of the last things I did right before the final boss.
Oh.
There was also a dancing bear. Did you guys save the dancing bear?
I did save the dancing bear. Yeah,
And then you get like
Where the hell is the bear?
it's in the second area. So
yeah.
well.
They have it like tied up over some like hot coals, making it
yeah,
dance.
it's fucked.
Jerks?
Yeah. But then
Yeah.
you save it and
You killed him, so it's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
it brings you a bunch of like food to your house.
Nice.
Oh, is that where that food comes from?
Yeah, because it has all the little tracks that walked away.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't
That's
catch that.
cool.
'Cause
I probably
it's like-
couldn't see it because it was on the ground, and I couldn't see anything on the ground.
It was too scared to like stick around after you saved it, but it brings you a bunch of like fruits and like goods from the forest.
that's nice.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally thought like people in the area were like, "Thanks for fighting for us, Bergsons."
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of true.
Yeah.
Kind of is what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
There's also, I don't know if I completed this because I was still saving them. Every now and again, I would save like a group of slaves in
Oh.
the second area.
I think that's just an ongoing thing.
Oh, okay.
I
Because
don't
yeah,
know.
I didn't know if I needed to save enough to eventually save them all or, but
Yeah, I wish that more of these like added something to your house or like another little thing to interact with or something.
yeah.
There's actually, I don't know if you looked at the DLC for this game, either of you.
No, I didn't.
There is a DLC that like just adds a bunch like of new like divine graces and charms and stuff like that, and does have another character that you can play in Family Trials. But the DLC that I'm interested in is like lets you like raise animals at the house. You like rescue animals out there,
What?
take them home, and it's kind of like the wolf, I think, where it's like
That's all
you
I
kind of
wanna
have a
do.
little story with it, and the animals interact with each other.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is sweet. So, like, if I had looked at that, I would have bought that for this playthrough
Yeah.
because I've already played a lot of this game,
Yeah.
and that would have been sweet.
Oh, that would have been super fun. That would have definitely it just added another dynamic to it. So
Yeah,
I don't really have anything else to talk about other than the bosses, but even the bosses are like, I don't know if we'd be able to remember.
I can't remember all of them.
Well, let me just,
yeah.
I'll name them off. And some of them had names, and I got the names from there were various YouTube videos and like articles about it that used the same names for the bosses.
Oh, interesting.
So I assume that this is the actual name of the bosses, but like, don't at me if they're wrong. I'm sorry.
sure.
So we had the Spider King, which was the first boss in the first area. The Goblin King and Queen, which is the second bosses in the first area.
That was a king and queen.
Apparently.
Okay,
I thought they were just two of the same goblin, but
they were
apparently
goblins. They were huge monsters.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
huge. Yeah.
Well, they're giant goblins.
Oh
yeah,
right.
they're like troll status. Like
yeah, they were bigger than the trolls.
Yes. Well, and so the first one I beat with Kevin. The second, the goblins, I beat with Linda. Nohar, the stone golem, which was the boss area in the first section, I beat that with Mark, and then the rest I beat with Lucy. But then in the second area, you have Azam, which is the boss of the City of Thieves, which is the first area.
And is he the guy that like disappears into the ground?
That is.
And he has that like the sword.
Oh no, I'd have to look it up. I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, because the next guy's like the rat boy.
Yeah, that one.
The
Okay, well,
rat boy?
in between that is the Aziz, which is the forest corruption that takes Mary.
Isn't that the third one?
No, she gets taken in the middle.
Oh.
So you beat the first area of the second section. Mary gets taken, you do the forest corruption, and then you beat the second area, and that's where the boss is for the second area. And then the third area is not a boss, but it's just that's that tree that you have to get, like the tree, like that's how you heal Mary is.
Isn't that a boss?
Yeah,
You
kind
fight
of.
the tree.
Kind of, but it's not like a spirit boss. That's not what releases them. Yeah. So the Scorpion King is the boss that releases the spirit
In the second.
area.
Yeah.
And Dead
What does
Boise.
the Scorpion do? Scorpion King do? Oh, he summons scorpions. He's not a rat boy. He's a scorpion boy.
Oh,
Oh.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. So this one is spelled DEAD, dead, BOISE, which to me is Boise. So Dead Boise.
Bose.
Dead Boise.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. But that was the last, that was the tree. That was the tree in the
Okay.
third area, or third level, second area.
Yes. Sorry. I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. I was thinking third area, second level, but I was like, that's
I
not
did
right.
it in a weird order.
No, you're good.
And then in the last area, there's only two. So Babylon is the first one. And then 0030 is the second one. That one's crazy.
Yeah.
What is
But
that one
also-
like? Because I didn't get there.
Oh, okay. So that one, it's like so chaotic. You have like a big machine that has a force field around it, and then like these other machines that are popping up and shooting, and there's like pillars that are coming up and shooting you, and then there's like
That
the
does
heat,
seem like
the
a-
heat missile is like coming down and shooting
Wait,
you,
that's the
and then
first one.
enemies are coming out.
No, maybe not. I don't know.
Dang.
That
kinda
it is the second one.
Okay.
But what you have to do, you have to situate yourself next to one of the pillars that is coming up to shoot when the little missile is about to fire on you, so it fires on itself, and then that brings down the force field, and then you fire at the force field,
Yeah.
Huh.
or like through.
That's kind of
Yeah.
fun. That actually has like some scripted.
It was the only
strategy to it.
I found it to be much different than the other enemies.
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
like it.
So much that it took me a really long time to figure out how to even
Because you
harm
didn't
it.
expect that you need to do something
No,
like that.
no.
Interesting.
And then the final boss. I will talk a little bit about that one because you play as whatever character you've chosen, and you're just kind of like attacking him. He's doing all these like fancy moves. He's summoning a bunch of like enemies. And then when you get him down to like almost dead, it like transfers to something else where he's basically downed all of your family.
Whoa.
And so the spirits step in and they have this like protective globe around, but they're moving. And so you're like in the protective globe, you're gaining health, but the enemies are coming at you and you have to fight off the enemies. And then the globe will stop around a couple of your family members and you have to pause and hold B to revive them. So you're like fighting off enemies, but reviving your family and then like trying not to die.
Oh, that's kind of fun. I
That's
like how that's
cool,
kind of like
though.
a story element to that
Yeah,
too.
and so then once you've revived all of your family members, you go back to fighting him again, and he like his health bar is back up again, so you fight him again. I know.
Dang.
And then he lives happily ever after.
Yep.
What a happy ending.
Yeah.
No, but it was a good game, regardless of how the ending and the story went. In the
Yeah,
end.
that sounds like a cool boss fight though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I like this game.
I did too.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. That's all. My deep thought. It's good.
Yeah, it's getting late. I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
My
And-
brain cells are fading quickly.
He says at 7:30.
Hey,
Hey.
this man's got 4 children at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't have
Yeah.
any room to talk. Well, this concludes the discussion episode for Children of Morta. Please join us next week for the rating. Oh, we didn't. Before I get into this, what are we playing next week?
We are playing UFO 50.
UFO 50.
UFO 50.
I always forget to do that before our closeout. But yeah, UFO 50. This was Rylan's pick.
Yeah.
Affirmative.
If you want to watch our trailer reaction, it's on our YouTube. And then if you want to watch any future trailer reactions, we do those every other Thursday. And yeah, we're usually like a couple 3 weeks ahead for those. So this is like a real peek into the future.
Yeah.
What we're going to play.
You can be Rylan for a short time and jump into the future.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But anyways, this concludes our episode. Oh my gosh, this is terrible.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Thanks
No, I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh. But join us next week. Join us next week for UFO 50. And then it'll be followed by a discussion episode just like this one the week after. Please go and give the podcast a follow, rate it, review it, however you want to show us love. You can email us with any comments, questions, or constructive criticism at letmebeyourgg@gmail.com. You can also send us game requests if there's something you'd like us to review. Just make sure you include game request in the subject line so it's easy for us to find. You can find us on most socials as Let Me Be Your GG with no spaces. That's LetMeBeyourGG. And we're on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can also find us on TikTok as Let Me Be Your Game Guide with no spaces. Our Patreon can be found at patreon.com/letmebeyourgg. Thank you so much for listening. We can't wait to see you next week. And thank you so much for letting me be your game guide. GG, y'all.
Bye.
Let me be your game guide. Unplugged.
Shit.
Okay.
Get that out of here.